Benjamin Sesko comes up clutch once again for Manchester United as he scores the winner versus Crystal Palace at home. And look, he's just showing you what raw talent does when it's given the opportunity. Welcome back to Joey's Vantage for my reaction to Manchester United versus Crystal Palace in match week 28. And even though Crystal Palace were able to score first off the corner, I think for the majority of the game, they weren't really able to do a whole lot. They were a bit passive, or in terms of no aggression. I think Manchester United had about 60% possession, so they obviously had majority of the ball, and they had a lot of shots. And I think that some of the balls, I think they were a bit too aggressive or mindless, and they weren't thinking the next step ahead. So I think a lot of plays were rushed, and that's why we've seen no goals from them in the first half. But I think many of you would presume, I think a lot of their second halves have been when they've won the game, and truly it was the case. And once again, if it's not Acuna scoring, he's creating, and obviously he was able to get the quad, to get a red card from his dynamic run into the box, which led to a penalty, and Bruno scoring Manchester United's first goal of the game. And I think from then on, we've seen, a lot more shots, a lot more aggression. I think it was inevitable that they were going to score. And Bruno, what a cross to Sesko. And Sesko loves getting in the air, using that physicality, using that leaping ability, and he's just headed it straight in. And then from then on, Manchester United really secured that lead. And I think that the likes of Mainu really controlling the ball in the midfield. You had the likes of Casemiro, that defensive player that really wasn't allowing a whole lot to come through. And then, for them, they've just really cruised to the 3 points. So for Oliver Glasner's side, you have to be really disappointed. You've scored the first goal of the game, but in the second half, you weren't relentless enough, but also casual, and you've just given away a red card. And then obviously when you're going against a team like Manchester United with all the talent, you're always gonna surrender yourself to losing the game potentially. And that's what's happened for Manchester United. They go third, and they're looking really promising under Michael Carrick. Let me know below in the comments what do you think of the game, and as always, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Joey's Vantage.